My preliminary task wasn't successful in the slightest, but I'm actually quite glad of that because it enabled me to clearly outline my mistakes and so I can prevent them for my opening sequence. The issues I had were nearly all to do with camera work and filming instead of planning and editing. Personally, I have to plan and edit precisely, so since it is pre-planned, I don't really have any problems. However, with filming, I always think it's going to go smoothly, but I've now learned to quite literally anticipate the worst so it can just be adjusted or fixed whilst filming to prevent any future damage to the editing. The issues I had with my preliminary task were the ones I hadn't really considered in too much depth during preparation, but it became quite obvious during filming. I found that some of the shots cut off quite quickly, which meant some of the dialogue had gone and it just cut out and it didn't look good. The lighting ruined some of the shots. I needed to film more than one take of all the shots because sometimes they weren't good enough, and I needed to abide by the 180-degree rule. My preliminary task has enabled me to learn about what mistakes I could make, but it's also taught me how to incorporate my strengths and how I can really enhance my opening sequence. I said before that I do think match on action is a strength of mine, so I decided to incorporate that as much as possible. This was shown through the shots of Darcy walking across the fields. I particularly stuck to the 180-degree rule, however it wasn't particularly difficult as most of the shots were long shots. Through doing a preliminary task, I've learned a series of things about filming production. You can't ever plan in too much detail. Always have a backup plan. Film everything as many times as necessary.
And if it's really that bad, you will have to refilm. To summarise, doing a preliminary task really identified what could go wrong, and through doing that I was able to prevent it for my opening sequence. I planned precisely, I filmed everything more than once, and I only had to refilm one shot because it lacked very bad continuity.